provisional government. These were Democrats, but many of them were landowners too, and they were committed to continuing the war with Germany. Exiled revolutionary leaders had different ideas, and they were on their way home. In a sealed train direct from Switzerland came one of the most important of the revolutionaries, Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. His party name was Lenin. This was the man who would take over the Russian Revolution. His arrival would change everything. The people of Russia were looking forward to a future as one of the freest countries in the world. But now Lenin is on his way, determined to seize the revolution and make it his own.
Lenin was somebody who was well known within Russia, seen as an extremely dangerous revolutionary. But at the time, the authorities, the new authorities, the provisional government, felt that the spirit of New Russia, the spirit of democracy, required that they allow Lenin back into Russia.
Lenin brought back to his homeland his Marxist ideals, and on the long train journey through war-torn Europe, he wrote down his template for a socialist future.
He pronounces his 10 principles, like Moses coming down with the tablets, the 10 commandments, the April Theses, the 10 April Theses.
The April Theses essentially boil down to two things. One is all power to the Soviets, which means no confidence in the provisional government, and secondly, down with the imperialist war.
But he would have to convince his party, the Bolsheviks.
A lot of his lieutenants thought him to be crazy. He just came from Switzerland, he doesn't understand the Russian situation.
He had a very, very strong personality. He's one of those people who never appears to doubt himself. He always believes that whatever line he has is correct. And that's very powerful, that's very helpful. But if you're wrong, it's dangerous. And the problem with Lenin was that he could be as stubbornly wrong as he was brilliantly right on occasions.
Lenin's slogan was peace, bread, and land. And it was much more
This is a program which almost exactly matches what the Kronstadt sailors want. No support for the government, no support for the war. It's almost designed with sailors in mind. So there's almost a meeting of minds between, on the one hand, Lenin, on the other, the sailors.
Thousands of sailors disembarked in Petrograd and headed through the hot city streets, gathering many others on their way. By the time they got to the Bolshevik headquarters, at the Kashesinskaya mansion, they were eager to hear just one man.
They wanted to hear Lenin. The problem was Lenin first didn't want to address to them. He had no ideas what to say to them.
Lenin gives a few tub-thumping phrases about, yeah, it's great to see you, wonderful.
His confusing speech from the balcony lasted less than a minute.
Lenin doesn't trust spontaneous revolutions from below, doesn't trust spontaneous forces. He wants to have something which he's organised, which he's led, which he understands, which is under control, which is going in the right direction.